In this video, I have two demo recordings of the same song, with different tempi and different singers. All I have are the finished stereo recordings. The original multitracks were erased a long time ago. I'm going to use RipX to swap the vocals, so the vocals from one version are replaced with the vocals of the other. And I'm going to do it in both directions. Audio Masterclass, by the way, offers online courses to help you get professional results in your own home recording studio. Go to audiomasterclass.com to find out more. And don't forget to like and subscribe, and please share your thoughts in the comments. Swapping the vocals of two finished mixes sounds impossible, but let's see what RipX can do. For these demonstrations, I have to use music that's okay for YouTube. As much as I would like to demonstrate what RipX can do using commercial releases, the rules are that I can't, so I need to work with music that's okay to use. With that being said, let's swap. I've made the rips already. Here's the first version of the song.
Forget me not, promise to remember always. Forget me not, promise to remember always. I still remember you.
Okay, let's listen to the second version of the song.
Forget me not, promise to remember always. Forget me not, promise to remember always. I still remember you.
Different tempi, different arrangements, and in fact, different singers. I'm going to take the vocal from the second version and I'm going to use that to replace the vocal in the first version. Not that I don't like either of the vocals, I like them both, but this is what I'm going to do. So I'll start by going back to the first version and I'll solo the vocal. There we have it. I'll select all of it and delete it. Okay, so that's gone. Go back to the second version and I'll do the same. I'll solo the vocal, select all of it, but this time I'm going to copy it to the clipboard. So for me, that's Command C. If you use Windows, I'm sure you know what to do. So now I can go back to the first version. Rather than using the keyboard with Command V, I'm going to go to the Edit menu and choose Paste and Fit Tempo. We can see it's got a keyboard equivalent. So hopefully that has stretched out the vocal to fit the tempo of this version of the song. Let's just listen to what we have here.
Forget me not, promise to remember always.
It sounds plausible. Let's play the whole thing together. So I'll take off the solo on the voice, so we can hear the whole thing.
Forget me not, promise to remember always.
So we can hear that it's out of time, and the problem is in the editing of the segments. If we listen without the vocal, so this point here is where the get of forget should come. So what I could try and do is go back to the voice and move it earlier in time, but it is already as early as it will go. I can't make it any earlier, so I'm going to have to make the backing come in later. So I'll mute the vocal so I have only the backing. I can select all of this and I'm going to move it so it starts just here. Okay, it wants to snap there, that's fine. So now I can go back to the vocal, select all of it, and this is the get. Just listen to that again. That's the get. So I can move the get to exactly where it is in the backing track. And I can take off the solo so we can actually see that. If you look there, there's the get, and that's where it needs to come in the backing track. So, has it worked? Let's listen.
Forget me not, promise to remember always. Forget me not, promise to remember always. I still remember you.
It's not perfect. It could possibly be tweaked further manually, but you can certainly get an impression of what this software can do. Just for fun, I'm going to try the process in the other direction. I haven't done this before, so I really don't know how well it's going to work. So I'm just going to go back to where I was previously with the original rips. So a lot of undos there. Okay, so we're back where we were. So this is version 2.
Forget me not, promise to.
And this is version 1.
Forget me not, promise to remember.
So I'll go back to version 2 and I'm going to delete the vocal. So I'll solo it, select all of it and delete it. Go back to version 1 and solo the vocal, select all of it and copy it, Control C. Go back to version 2, do the same thing again in the edit menu, paste and fit tempo.
Forget me not, promise to remember always. Forget me not, promise to remember.
Okay, it sounds reasonably plausible. So if I play the whole thing, let's see what we get.
Forget me not, promise to remember.
Okay, so we have the timing issue, but of course I expected that. In this case, the vocal's coming in too early, so I just need to make it later. So once again, it's going to be the get that I need to line it up. There's the get.
Forget me not.
And that's where the get needs to align to, or in fact this note here in the bass. So I'll solo the vocal again and select all of it, and I'm going to move it a little bit further back in time. I'm going to try it just there.
Forget me not, promise to remember always. Forget me not, promise to remember always. I still remember you.
Again, it's worked surprisingly well. The rhythm of forget is different, and that would need a bit of tweaking to make it work, but I think there's a possibility here, and we certainly can see what this software can do. What we have isn't perfect, but it is amazing. Before RipX and similar technologies, this kind of process would be totally impossible. I'll just add one point, that the quality of the rip is very dependent on the material you're working with. Not so much the quality or clarity of the material, but just how RipX responds to it. But you could see and hear from this example that wonderful things are possible. It just takes someone with plenty of patience and plenty of creativity to make something that the whole world will enjoy. I'm David Mellor, Course Director of Audio Masterclass. Thank you for listening.